Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading for May 19th to the 25th. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right into it, Gemini, but before we do, I have to say, happy birthday. I'm so excited for you. Listen, y'all, I'm very excited for this birthday season. I've told you about what you can expect for your birthday season as we move into June. And by the way, first of all, look at what's happening this week, okay? But look what happens on Monday. This is all a build up to Monday, the next week, the new moon in your sign, one of the best new moons of 2025. But you see a big highlight. This is the week. This is one of the biggest highlights of the year. Saturn moving into Aries. This is the third of the four outer planets changing signs in this compressed period of time this year. This is history making. So you know that there's a lot more to it. Saturn moving into Aries. I have talked about this. There's a lot more to it, and we'll walk through it, okay? Just know that this is a very big landmark moment of epic proportions, right? Because again, it's just not Saturn moving into Aries. We'll discuss it, but you see, it's happening also on this same day as one of the strongest conjunctions, okay? That includes your ruling planet. I mean, this is a big week. Your life is changing in ways that you've never seen before, okay? In fact, you started seeing it, or you start manifesting it too as well, all right? Especially around mid-March. This is the year of the Great Awakening, the Great Ascension, and I'm going to go over what you've been going through since mid-March, all right? But let's just jump right into the most stimulating, most exciting, insanely optimistic, fruit-bearing, least boring week of May. And remember, all the blue asterisks, the best aspects of the week, it's all blue, right? For the aspects. Look at all these sextiles and these trines. I mean, this is a shift. And you're probably already still feeling that Uranus Gazimi from last weekend, yeah? And with Jupiter, that's in your sign right now, with the nodes, with Chiron, you're doing all this healing, all this transformation. And yes, congratulations, because remember, I told you in your monthly forecast, there's only two challenging aspects, and you're past them now. Those two squares that involved your ruling planet, and that was it. It could have been just like little speed bumps for you, but anyway, we're past all that. And now it only gets better from this point forward in one of the best, most auspicious months of the year. All right. Now, Tuesday, May 20th, this is going to be big. Obviously, we move into your birthday season, and I am so excited for you. You've got the Sun sextiling Saturn, okay, on May 20th. Tuesday, May 20th. And of course, you see that Saturn's going to sextile Neptune too, but with Saturn sextile Saturn, or Sun sextile Saturn, whoa. This is happening at 29 degrees. This is right before Saturn moves into Aries. 29 degrees, a critical degree, right? The anaretic degree. What comes after 29 in astrology? 0, right? So this is your graduation. This is the sun. This life force, optimism, energy, everything with Saturn. Remember, I said, even the past month, you work with Saturn, karma, right? Saturn's karma and life lessons. You're going to be rewarded. And here you go. Here's your diploma. This is all in your 10th house, right? Remember, Saturn's been in Pisces, in your 10th house of career, fame, public recognition, honors, and achievements. If you're not working, if you're not here for career, if you're retired, whatever you're exerting your energy into that you want to be known for, you went through the Saturn North Node conjunction. You earned this. Saturn's now giving you wings, okay? Sextiles, by the way, as you know, they're windows of opportunity that help you thrive and prosper and grow, all right? And this is Saturn, again, before he moves into Aries for a few years. This is where you're, and by the way, we're going to talk about this. When Saturn moves into Aries, that's your 11th house. That is very public facing, but that's such a great vibe with you. You're Geminis. 11th house is not only your social network, it's networking, it's community, it's your your communities. It can be your LinkedIn community. It's your friendships. It's groups you belong to, but it's also your future hopes and wishes and long-term goals and dreams, because that is an Aquarius ruled house, and Saturn rules not only Capricorn, but also Aquarius. And remember, Saturn's all about the long term. So come on, Gemini. I'm excited for you, and not if just for June, for the next few years. Okay, so before we even get to Saturn and Aries, let me just tell you, Saturn, remember, I've been telling you, he's making things easy for you now, okay? And now he's at 29 degrees. And right before a planet actually leaves a sign, it's like parting gift. So you not only have Saturn leaving Pisces, you've got Jupiter leaving your sign. You're having this parting gift with that new moon and a bunch of other things. But listen, Saturn, again, still tests you. Sure, he's reality. He gives you reality checks. Just so you do have that structure and discipline, and you've learned your lessons. And it's all about that longevity to what you've committed your time and energy into, okay? And now he's working with the sun, setting you up, building that bridge. This is it's this window of opportunity that you've earned. And hey, if you haven't been working with Saturn's rules, listen, you got time. There's no bus leaving the station. All right. Because remember, Saturn's going to come back into Pisces at the end of the year and do like one last check-in. And this is again in your 10th house. So this is really great. So you've had Jupiter in your sign all year. We'll talk about that. But Sun sextile Saturn in general is just rewards. And it's, at the end, it's 29 degrees. So again, the end of the old, in with the new. And this is your reward. Achievements, recognition, success, promotions. That's Sun sextile Saturn. That's happening in your 10th house of achievements and recognition. So do you see how big this will have an impact on you? All right. And this, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it all week. And this is, again, for your efforts that you put into things. And also, by the way, Saturn is authority, and you can take that literally. It can be an authority figure around this time, opening doors for you or making things happen for you. All right. Again, that's before Saturn moves into Aries, and Sun sextile Saturn only happens twice a year. This is the last time. This year. Take that inspired action. Okay. Because as you finish up your lesson and, all that 10th house activity, remember, he will check back in, but not as hard. It's just more like a check-in, like, oh, how you doing? Okay, that's going to be in September. So if you're a cross watcher, by the way, okay, if you watch for your rising or your moon, your husband, your lover, your kid, your mother, your pet turtle, it doesn't matter. Everybody is going to feel this, but mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, and the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. I'm going to throw in Capricorn and Aries too. They're going to feel this the most. All right. And if you know your birth chart, if you know your natal chart, if you have any planets between 27 to 2 degrees in any mutable or fixed signs, you're going to feel it the most. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you, Gemini. Look, we're moving into your birthday season. Happy birthday, Gemini. I can't. Y'all are amazing. Y'all crack me up. Listen, Gemini season, this is all about you. The sun shining the spotlight on you for the next 4 weeks while you have Jupiter in your sign too. So, next 4 weeks, just be you. Okay? Just be you, because this lights up first of all, you, but also the 3rd house, right? So it is all about communication, learning new things, teaching, writing, travel, marketing, okay? Advertising, PR, building bridges, launching businesses, opening doors, or doors opening for you, okay? That's Saturn and Jupiter opening doors for you, all right? But most of all, and this is very Gemini, embrace that curiosity within you, okay? Remember, you're a social sign. Y'all are social butterflies. If you're new to my channel, I'm a Gemini rising. I'm a 0-degree Gemini rising. Sometimes I make the silly joke that I'm more Gemini than you. Because 0 degrees, by the way, if you have it in your birth chart, it really embodies like all the aspects of the, of the sign. But anyway, that's why I can talk. But anyway, Gemini, it's all about the mind here, okay? So for the next 4 weeks, mind over matter, right? Power to attract what you know, what you deserve, okay? Now, just look at your monthly forecast for May. I talk a lot more about Gemini season. Just please do not forget you've got Jupiter. You've got Jupiter helping expand and grow, right? Things in your life, bringing you luck and fortune and wisdom and optimism and abundance through everything that's said, through everything that you're doing. So please be social, please network, please interact. You never know what doors can open, and you've got this portal of 4 weeks in your birthday season. All right, this is absolutely amazing. One of the best. Gosh, I'm just so happy for you. All right, so again, I would not be surprised if there's contracts, agreements, new businesses, things like that for you. And for a lot of y'all, it's already happened. It's already happened. You had Jupiter, you already had a lot of moments. So remember, everything you're doing now is building up to the new moon that you have, one of the best, again, the week after. We'll talk about that next week. Just keep your lines of communication open. And I do want to remind you, Jupiter, yeah, everything I said, but Jupiter, at the end of the day, it is faith. Jupiter's faith and belief is translated biochemically. That's why, one of the reasons why I say vibrate at a high frequency so you can attract what you deserve. Gemini in general is this power of the mind, but Gemini is also the twin. So you do have the power to choose. Choose self-belief, choose self-love, choose gratitude, compassion, and you will see things open up for you. Everything is energy. And remember, this is not just hermetic principles or, manifestation or, like a TikTok video that goes viral. This is literal science, okay? Albert Einstein himself. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you can't help but get that reality, Gemini. I know I use this quote a lot, but it's to remind you of this, and I'm really emphasizing it now because Albert Einstein is a great example. He got what he wanted and more, all right? And I'm going to bring him up again because there's something here very Albert Einstein-y. Okay, so anyway, use this, all right? Use everything that is being gifted to you this week. Thursday, May 22nd, look, you got the sun in your sign, sextile Neptune in Aries. This, again, this is at 1 degree. This is at 2 degrees. This only happens twice a year. This is that spiritual warrior, that compassionate leader, that visionary leader, that hero energy for the greater good. This is enormously auspicious, especially with the sun sextile Saturn. So the sun being at full blast, Jupiter in your sign expanding and bringing you luck. And now you got Neptune, heightened creativity, imagination, intuition, compassion, vision. Your vision, this brings a level of spirituality into your life that is just bonkers, all right? This is all about meditation and mantras and your dreams and self-belief and vision boards. I've told you about this many times. Visual, this is Neptune. Visualize, right? Visionary. Visualization. I told you about what it does for the brain, right? So I want you to, this week, please make a note of this. Put it in a reminder in your phone to pop up as a notification every day. Think about your future 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Visualize it, okay? Visualize it. The past, present, future, all happening right now. Be in the moment. Visualize that timeline, and you will put yourself on that timeline for whatever you want, all right? You've got to take that action. Karma, right? So this is great. Tap into your inner artist, musician, filmmaker, photographer, playwright, healer, scientist. It does not matter. This is just very, very visionary energy. All right? Really creative. And your intuition is going to inspire you. Tim Burton, Frank Ocean, Versace, they all have this. Yeah. Mikey Madison, who just won that Oscar. Yeah. They all have. So visualize, be creative. You're the creative sign. You're Geminis. Now, on that same day, and I don't make this up, this is bonkers, Venus trine Mars, 16 degrees. Listen, we've had this, but this is very different from the Venus. I've told you, this is a very different vibe than the previous Venus-Mars aspects we had when those planets were retrograde or in signs where they were not good in. This is amazing. These are the two cosmic lovebirds in this powerful, harmonious aspect that is just plain simple fun. That's it. It's fun. It's emotive. It's riz. Okay? As the kids no longer say. You got Venus in Aries. Yeah? Social, love, money, creative, social. That's your 11th house of your future hopes and wishes and dreams. You got Mars and Leo in your 3rd house of communication. The 3rd house is your domain. That's where you do best. You rule the 3rd house, communication, okay? And launching new things and trying new things. But you also got the sun in your sign. You got Pluto and Aquarius. You got this fire and air energy. This is magnetic. This is you being magnetic. So please be social in all capacities, because Venus trine Mars right now, this one here, this is fun, relationships, in work. It doesn't matter. It's wherever you're putting that energy. And like I said, in your monthly forecast, we don't have this again until 2027. You have got to use this. This is creativity, creative projects, love, romance, sex, money, pleasures, passion. Please use this. First dates. There you go. Look how excited I am for you, Gemini. Look at that catch I did. Speaking of catch, there you go. Go to a baseball game or play baseball or football. Dude, it's all about recreation and hobbies too. I said this is fun. Start a new hobby. Go shopping. Go to the mall. Do things, all right? This is strong, okay? It is a huge emphasis on your 3rd house where you are feeling at your best, okay? Also, it also involves siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors, and travel and your local community. In addition to everything that I just said, as well as your future hopes and wishes and dreams. It is your 11th house, okay? And your social network. You're going to be social AF this entire week, because you're going to feel this entire week. And even moving into the weekend. So last thing I'm going to say about this. If Venus is what your heart desires, right? If Venus is what brings you pleasure, love, romance, sex, money, creativity, everything I said earlier, Mars is the action you take to get it. Yeah? Take that action. You got vibrate at the high frequency. Why? Especially this day, because this is one of those aspects that's so strong. Look at what's happening around this time, right? So it amplifies it. It brings those kismet moments. Yeah? So please do not book a solo journey to Antarctica this week. You may want to do that later, because you're going to want to be present, all right? This is the last Mars and the last Venus aspect we have for the rest of the month. So please go do things, go on a fun date, have an important, Zoom call where you're going to get something you want. Build a fort with the kids or with your lover. Just do something different and just do, right? It's Gemini season. Be curious, be creative, do the Bart dance, start that new TikTok, dance. Go audition for Rent if that's still playing. Go stargaze with your cat. Just do things. Go to the mall. Eat a taco that you've never had. One of those, hipster ones. Buy a taco truck. Rent it out as an Airbnb. Just do something, please, okay? Build, do, feel. All right? Key takeaway. Because why am I harping on this, Gemini? Because I'm about to tell you something that's going to blow your mind, okay? This is when you will also have the moon and Sirius in Aries, okay? At 1 degree. So you got the moon, Neptune, Sirius, all conjuncting in Aries at 1 degree on this day. The moon in Aries is all about taking action, being bold and courageous and spirited in your 11th house, okay? And with this triple conjunction here in Aries at 1 degree of initiating, oh yeah, we're going to talk about that in your second spread, where we talk about planetoids and asteroids and lunations. And all of this will be sextiling Pluto. And yeah, you can throw Saturn in there. Saturn's part of this party in your 10th house of career. So there still may be career stuff here for you. And don't forget, you got Jupiter in your sign sextiling Chiron and Eris. And this is the week Chiron and Eris, remember, they're conjuncting. They have been conjuncting Mars' sister, who is Eris, on the same day that Venus tried Mars, the goddess warrior. This is the week they perfect. We'll talk about in the second spread. Okay, so truly a fierce entrance into the weekend for you. All right, now, before we even get there, mark May. Yeah, I know. So if you're taking notes, May 21st. Okay, I'm just gonna give you a little wink right here. You've got the Moon, Saturn, and the North Node. Yeah, all at 29 degrees. Yeah, in your 10th house of fame and career and all of that. So this is kind of like a last gasp here. And we'll talk about it in the second spread. That's amazing. All right. So the 23rd. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. Okay, let me just keep going. We are going to have the Moon conjunct Venus, too. We'll talk about it in the second spread. That is one of the best top 3 Moon aspects you can have. That's why I really want you to, all right, you're really going to feel this, but we'll talk about the second spread. I'll tell you what it means for you. Now, here we are, May 24th, depending on where you live, 24th or the 25th. Welcome to the least boring weekend ever. You got Saturn moving into Aries on the 24th at night, 11:30 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time, New York City time. Convert that to wherever you live in the world. Here's the thing, Gemini. I will do a separate video, okay? Live stream, perhaps, on this, okay? Because remember, it's not just Saturn moving into Aries. It's Saturn moving into Aries with Neptune, which hasn't happened in 320 years. In Aries, yeah. In your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, and dreams, yeah, you've never experienced this, okay? Your 11th house of your social network. Oh, by the way, you got a lot of social media stuff happening. You got your 3rd house activated, your 11th house activated. You bet. Like, this is when videos can go viral. Maybe it is me channeling, telling you to do that TikTok video or whatever it is. You've got your 2 social media houses activated. AF. You better, put some things out there. Anyway. This is so enormous. Saturn moving into Aries, yeah, with Neptune in your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, dreams, social media too, and your networking and benefactors and allies and groups and communities. Let me just repeat those. This is big. Saturn, and I'll do a separate video because you can't talk about this in the time frame that I have. This is the first time Saturn has been in Aries since the late 90s. So again, talk about this in your monthly forecast. Take a look at that, dates and whatnot. He's going to be here until September with Neptune, okay? So 4 months. So again, giving you a preview of what you can expect your life will be like from February 2026 and beyond when he goes into his permanent station. Now, when I say a preview, let me be a little bit more accurate here, okay? You've already begun. You're already in stage 1 of Saturn in Aries. So it's not really a preview because remember, mid-March, that 6-planet conjunction over that 0 degree Aries point that I try to bring up many times, okay, to have it in your consciousness, because that was when it was part of the new moon solar eclipse in Aries. That was there, yeah? The equinox, Aries, Neptune moving into Aries, right? That just happened. Venus in Aries, right? Right now, but also back then, Mercury, your ruling planet in Aries, Eris in Aries, Chiron in Aries. Do you see that you've already been working on this? You're ready. You're ready. Chiron in Aries, just an FYI, that's been since 2017. So when I say you've been working on this, you've been working on this. You've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. Yeah? Chiron, actually, when we get to 2026, finally going to leave Aries, going to move into Taurus. That's a whole other ball game for you. We'll talk about that. I actually have Chiron in my 12th house in Taurus. Yeah? If you're a Gemini rising, you do. Yeah? Anyway, so here's the thing. You're at the beginning of this new stage already, this brave new world. Yes, brave, because this is Aries energy. It's bold. It's the beginning. So let that be the big takeaway. Out with the old, in with the new. Pluto in Aquarius has already been breaking things down for you for your new era. Remember, we may have been talking about that for quite some time. You've been hearing about that, breaking things down, yeah? But Pluto's only been in Aquarius, not even 6 months. That's a 19-year process. And of course, you're going to have cycles within cycles, but Pluto now working with Saturn. Whoa. All right. So when I talk about this new era, let me just remind you, Saturn is karma and life lessons and discipline for new structures now, new systems, a new direction, new rules too, for the long term for you. All right. In your 11th house. So what's happening now this week is truly once in a lifetime when you, especially with Neptune and Saturn conjuncting in Aries, this is powerful. This is all summer long. And remember, their perfection will happen in February 2026. That's a whole other thing. And again, look at your May forecast. I explained this because it's, there's more to it, but they perfect February, okay? So all summer long. Here's your moment from this moment forward where you will feel this shift. You will empower and you will inspire and you will contribute to the collective with whatever you do. It doesn't matter if you're a writer or a chef or a CEO or a business owner, right? It doesn't matter if you're an orange peeler. It doesn't matter if you're a grandmother, a mother, a son, a candlestick maker. None of that matters. All that matters is you, and you matter, and you are making new rules for your new era. Because this, Saturn in Aries, is all about mastery of self. And remember, all of this is how you contribute to the collective, okay? The beginning of something new in your world is happening right now. And don't forget the most critical thing of all, Gemini. And I said this in your monthly forecast. Saturn and Aries, wax on, wax off. Okay? Mr. Miyagi. And I really want you to keep that in mind because Saturn and Aries requires patience. And the two most powerful warriors are patience and time. Gemini, y'all are writers and readers. Tell me who said that. Tell me who wrote that. I've brought him up before. All right? Leave in the comments. No Googling. All right. So already you're going to feel this really big shift. And please go back to, if you need to, your March forecast, even the one that I did for that week, the once in a lifetime. I talk a lot more about what's happening for y'all. Okay. Whether you're a Gemini sun, whether you're a Gemini rising, or, Gemini moon too. I think I told you I got to progress. Anyway, we're slow and steady wins the race. That is what's happening here. Saturn, remember, is also time. He's Chronos. He's the last of the traditional planets. Okay. And he's now entered the first of the zodiac, which is Aries. I've told you this. Nothing would exist without Aries. Astrology would not exist without Aries. It is the beginning. So congratulations. You're coming to the end of a big cycle, a 30-year cycle since 96, 99, right? Saturn actually is the world card in tarot. End of the major arcana, end of this big hero's journey. You're starting a new journey. And now he's traveling with Neptune, the hanged man. Yeah. The hanged man is connected to the world card. They're traveling together, 0 to 1 degrees, the new beginnings. First time in 320 years. No one on earth has experienced this. Unless you are a vampire or a mermaid or an oak tree. Remember, Saturn is sextiling Uranus and Saturn is trining Pluto. Uranus is moving into your sign in July, the first time in 84 years. Pluto in Aquarius the first time in 250 years. And so you see what's happening here? Remember, I said Saturn's working with these planets instead of against these planets. You are moving into one of the most unforgettable times in your life. I mean, this is big. I told you this is going to be, and sure, yes, Saturn does test you. He puts on his aviators. He is reality checks. But this is going to be a very different feel with Saturn in Aries and Saturn and Neptune together, with the aspects are happening at the very beginning. 0 to 1 degrees, new things for you. You're entering a new cycle that's transcendent. It's like cycle of cycles. And what is this? This aspect, what's happening here, Saturn being with Aries, with Neptune, it's you seeing a lot more clearly in what does give you purpose and drive, okay? In terms of making things meaningful enough to do the work that Saturn requires. Why? Because Saturn is in Aries, and that energy is fuel, that's fire. No? Saturn in Aries is a contradiction, by the way. Saturn is slow. Saturn is old and cold and heavy and patient, right? And he's time. Aries is fast and young and fiery, and he's fearless and impatient, and he doesn't even wear a watch. So very, very interesting vibe that you're just going to adjust to. But again, Saturn and Neptune together, that's what we're talking about. And with the sextiles and the trines, with Uranus and your planet, in your sign, starting in July, and your BFF fellow air sign Aquarius, Pluto there, you have no idea how your life is going to transform. This is, and remember, Saturn and Neptune together, Saturn turning your dreams into reality, Neptune being dreams. So we'll talk about it a lot more. But I do want to give you a heads up. Remember what I said, the lower expression here, especially with a powerful conjunction between, with Saturn and Neptune together, it can be illusion, delusion, confusion, escapism, self-sabotage. So you want to avoid all that. And that just may be the test that Saturn has for you. Okay? So just be the change that you want to see in the world. Who said that? I've told you. Leave in the comments. He was born with Neptune and Aries. So anyway, wax on, wax off. You're going to be rewarded. Just learn, grow, and have a plan. You're going to be rewarded. Go with the flow with the go. All right? Because at this point, the past is the past. Called the past for a reason. All right? Everything is cyclical. You're moving into the new. Okay? This is just another cycle you've been going through that this is part. Okay, so next month in June, we will have the Jupiter-Saturn square. Sure, that's going to happen, but that's the last of that. And the nodal shifts, that's a big cycle you're going through. Saturn, the 30 years, big cycle. So again, always cycles within cycles, but you learn your lessons and then you move on. All right. And with Saturn and Aries, again, the biggest thing, out with the old, in with the new, Saturn is not going to let you bring things, right? Because he's like, you've learned, you passed everything that I threw you in your 10th house, right? So now it's these new structures, new patterns, new ways of thinking, new systems, okay? For all the amazing things that wait for you on the other side. And yes, Albert Einstein had Saturn in Aries, okay? And just to be honest, when I look at what's been going on for Geminis, and of course, me being a Gemini rising, I got y'all. Listen, I got y'all. I'm here for you. Geminis, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces last year, yeah, you had moments. You had moments because of Saturn, because of Neptune, okay? Now, everything changes. They're moving into fire and air go so well. I love y'all. I love y'all. Okay. So everyone's going to feel this. Obviously Saturn moving into Aries, but if you know your birth chart, early degree, like 0 to 3 degrees in cardinal signs, yes, you'll feel this. Okay. Again, I'll just do a separate video. Now, same day, you got the sun trining Pluto, 3 degrees. I can't I'm shaking with all these amazing aspects. You've got the sun in your sign, trining Pluto in Aquarius. This only happens twice a year. It's rare. Okay, so what is this? This is profound. This is that visceral, supercharged, powerful, I've been waiting for this moment aspect, okay? This is when you feel unstoppable, okay? On top of the world. Again, we've had this before. We've talked about this. It happened earlier this year, but again, different energy at the time, right? Beginning of the year. So now you will really, really feel this because the sun is in your sign. So I want you to just shout from the rooftops because, again, this is when you feel like you're on top of the world. You got the sun, life force, right? In your sign with Pluto, power, empowerment, transformation. In Aquarius, the sign of the future, the visionary, right? This is when you discover you have power you never knew existed, okay? And there's something here that's going to be transforming your life. And it's likely going to be you doing it because look at everything that's happening here. All right? This aspect gives you confidence, self-belief, strong self-esteem. You've done your shadow work. That was last week. That was that full moon in Scorpio. That's done. Now you're like, bring it on. Okay. And at this point, doors are opening for you. Why? Because you got the keys and you're unlocking them. So this is power of attraction. This is life force energy. This is letting it be known. I've got a magic wand and I'm going to get whatever I want because Sun trine Pluto is influential. It's leaving an impression, footprint. Yeah. You will definitely feel this, okay? So pretty much till the end of the month, all right? This is power. This is power, all right? Aretha Franklin, Grace Kelly, Bruce Lee, Diana Ross, Shakira, Upton Sinclair. I could go on and on and on. In their charts, all right? So here's the great news, Gemini. Of course, they're going to be the most impacted. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Leo and Scorpio, I'm going to throw in, will feel this the most. Planets between 0 to 6 degrees in fixed or mutable signs in your chart, if you know it. Yeah, you are 1,000% going to feel this. And what else are you going to feel? Restless, okay? Body, mind, stimulated, right? In a good way, though. Look at what's happening with the conjunction, okay? And when I say in a good way, it's like you're about to meet Harry Styles. Okay, you're about to meet Angelina Jolie, Cillian Murphy, fellow Geminis, by the way, because the same day you got Mercury conjuncting Uranus. All right, this is big. This is happening in Taurus, right? Before Mercury moves into your sign. I think I said last week it was happening in your sign, but I'm sorry, this is at 27 degrees. Okay, so it's still in Taurus, right? Because Uranus moves into your sign in 2 months. But this is still powerful, okay? This is that rare once a year aspect. That's a mic drop. So what is this? This is true breakthrough. True enormous breakthrough, all right? In work, in finances, in love, creative projects. It's also sparks of clarity, light bulb moments, epiphanies about your future, new experiences, surprise messages out of the blue, contracts, agreements you never expected, or you made it happen because, as I always say, use these aspects, okay? Don't let them use you. Uranus is freedom. Remember, shake things up and you are going to feel this. It's Mercury. As you know, Mercury rules the nervous system. You are going to feel this. Mercury rules the mind. You are going to feel this, okay? And so it's like that good, like, okay, I got to break through from this, especially of the mind, all right? New perspective. And of course, your physical world, it's happening in Taurus. Taurus is a physical world, right? And so it's all about your interactions. There's something very stimulating here. Be experimental. Think outside the box. And I gotta look at this. I think that Albert Einstein also had this, but I gotta double check. Don't quote me on that. I don't. But still, these two planets together, your ruling planet with Uranus, do you have? So first of all, creative, right? Inventive, original, rebellious, pioneering, inspiring, and all about your future with this, okay? Remember, Uranus is the progress, the future, all about that innovation. So this is something about you seeing your future, getting news about your future. It's happening in your 12th house. Very intuitive. You're getting psychic pops around this time. 12th house is a lot of healing. It's a lot of unrooting things. There's like things happening behind the scenes for you. But in the end, okay, it is change. That's Uranus, okay? Awakening. Uranus, the great awakener. All right. But the great thing here is that it is happening in Taurus at 27 degrees, which is your degree. It's a mutable degree. At 27 degrees, I think I mentioned this. That's the Gemini degree. In Gemini season with Jupiter and Gemini, so communication and messages will be highlighted. And again, it could be something within you. It could be, shocking ideas that you have, conversations, twists, things like that, right? Uranus, the unexpected. But the biggest takeaway, radical, innovative, revolutionary breakthrough, all right? Change of mindset. Remember all that freedom, freeing your mind, right? Q in Vogue. Yeah. Q, free your mind. You know the song, right? So with this aspect, do, say, and think something new, different, have your breakthrough, and just consider this as another seed that you can plant. All right. Because listen, conjunctions are so powerful. If this is not going to be a boring day. All right. But they're also like cycles, right? So you've got to use this. It's all happening while you have the sun sextile Neptune, Mercury. You got so much happening this week. All right. Sun sextile Saturn. You got your birthday season. And next week, Mercury will trine Pluto. Yeah. For your new moon. I told you it's one of the best new moons. Look at what's happening as you move into the new moon. And by the way, this is an aspect. You will never, ever, ever have this ever again in your life. Uranus is leaving Taurus. So unless you live for the next 84 years, this is the last. Have your breakthrough. Taurus, remember, is your physical world, material possessions. There's something with relationships. There's also money. Those are big things. Finances. Have your breakthrough. Have your breakthrough. Okay. Use this. Mercury just happens to be the lower octave of Uranus. Why? Because Mercury is your ruler and Uranus is Aquarius's ruler. And there's that air activity. So that a lot of this is communication of the mind, but it's breakthroughs. It's the future. Okay. Uranus, like I said, rules Aquarius. Mercury rules you and Virgo, by the way. All right. Remember, you got the South Node in Virgo too. So there's things that you're letting go. Anyway, this is basically my life story. I'm an Aquarius. I'm a Gemini rising. I'm a Virgo moon. So it hits all my anyway, fixed signs. Okay. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Virgo and Gemini are going to feel this the most. I'm going to throw in Sagittarius and Pisces too. And then if you have any planets in fixed signs, 25 to 29 degrees, you will feel this. You will feel this. Now, May 25th. What are you doing on time? Oh, gotcha. Mercury moves into your sign. I talk about this in your monthly forecast. Okay, so this is great. You're in your element, your ruling planet, and your sign during your birthday season for the next 2 weeks. Literally everything I said about Mercury in your sign, okay? Communication, travel, business, launching new things, writing, ideas, networking, mindset, all of that just amplified now. Gaining knowledge, meeting new people, circulating. You're going to be craving stimulation. And there's still that you got a stellium. You got the sun, Jupiter, and Mercury in your sign. You've got to put yourself out there. All right. And Sedna. I'm going to do a separate video on Sedna. Gemini, when I talk about the big changes that are happening in 2025, and you may have heard from other people, 2025 is a year of everything changing. The Great Awakening, Age of Ascension, brink on the Age of Aquarius. I call it the Age of Wisdom. Sedna is one of the reasons why. And a main reason why you're going to see a lot of these big changes. Sedna just moved into your sign. Gemini. We'll do a separate video, but it has been a very, 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 very long time. And now you got Sedna in your sign at 0 degrees. Okay? New. Very, very new. And don't forget, Uranus moving into your sign. It's been 84 years. So Gemini, right off the bat, you're going to have change. Now, last thing, Mercury will sextile Saturn. Later that night, Mercury, remember, is in your sign now. So, big. Okay? Sextile Saturn in Aries, big. 0 degrees because they're both freshly new. Saturn in Aries, 0 degrees. Mercury in your sign, 0 degrees. You will never have this again at this degree ever again. And this aspect, you won't have it until next year. Okay, so the fact that you have this at that 0 degree point, the creation degree, please use this And when I say use this, remember Saturn's all about the long term and your 11th house of your future hopes and wishes and dreams and long-term goals and plans and your social networks and everything I mentioned, but you got Mercury in your sign now. Communicate. Okay. What's going to happen here? There's big potential for something to grow. Something's brewing for you already. And Saturn brings that stability. Okay. With agreements and contracts and business deals. This is negotiating. This is decision making. This is communication. This is marketing. This is anything you want for the long term. This is writing a book. This is starting a website. Okay. This is redoing your resume. This is opening an online store. This is opening a real brick and mortar store. This is becoming a teacher, mentor. This is you. This is you. Okay. This is breathing new life into something that you want, and Saturn bringing that promise of the long term, rewarding you. Okay. So ask yourself this week, what is your magnus opus? What is the story that you want to tell? Okay. For what you're doing in your life. Saturn, again, bringing that longevity. And again, just wait until I tell you what's happening next week with your new moon. Just wait. Anyway, everyone's going to feel this. It's at 0 degrees. But cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and mutable signs, you, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, will feel it the most. If you have any planets 0 to 2 degrees in any of the signs I just mentioned, any cardinal, any mutable, you're going to feel this. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just looking at what else is you've got this is your week. This is your week. Gemini, let's get started. I can't. And don't forget, this is all leading up to that new moon in your sign. Let's get started, Gemini. Let's see what's going on for you for May 19th to the 25th for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Gemini, how are y'all doing? Can I do a time check? Okay. We're good. Gemini, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread, offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading, and especially for a week like this. And if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, Gemini, you know I love you so much. You know I really love you. Y'all are amazing. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for being you. Happy birthday. I love y'all. I love you. Y'all are amazing. Let's get to it. Okay. You see my Venus flytrap? It was on sale. Let's see. Oh yeah, you're good. Don't. Okay. You want more though. You want more. That's the biggest energy coming through. You cannot make this up. And if you are a cross watcher, how big is this week? Have you seen your rising? Have you seen your moon? Have you seen, the other spreads? You can't make this up. Okay? You got what? One pip card. That's it. All major arcana, all court card. You can't. Now let's get started. You got the Knight of Swords? Of course you did. You got the Knight of Swords. This is your card. Okay. Love it. Go with it. This is amazing. Like I said, your mind, you're going to be stimulated. You're going to be having conversations. You're going to be going after everything that you want with all that. You got Venus in Aries. You got Saturn, you got Neptune in Aries. You got Saturn moving into Aries. Okay. Remember, that's courage. That's remember, Aries is fire. You see all the fire under his feet. Knight of Swords is your card, by the way. Knights are mutable, right? Swords are air. You're the mutable air sign. Go for it. All right. Everything. This is bold, courageous. Nothing is holding you back. This is communicating. This is just you're just going after everything you want. Okay? Having the conversations you need to have, initiating things, opening doors. Again, opening doors. Someone closes a door, you're like, no. I got the keys. We are going to talk, right? So, diplomatically, of course. You're going to be very stimulated. You got the Ace of Wands. Look at what happens. You got that confidence. You got that. You're you being your authentic self. You got the Ace of Wands and the heart of your spread. Yeah. I was almost going to say it. Yeah. You're good. You got something new brewing. Like I said, happy birthday. You got the Ace of Wands, a hand of spirit saying, Gemini, it's your birthday, but you're Geminis and you're special anyway. I'm giving you this new opportunity, this new beginning, this new path. That's what aces are. You got the wand, the biggest wand in the deck, right? You see the leaves sprouting from the wand. This is work. This is career. Remember, I said you're being rewarded this week, but you also got a new path. And if you're not here for any of that, enterprise, any of that, right? Your passions, whatever you're ambitious for, whatever you are like, I'm going for that, right? It's happening, and it is because you put in that effort. Okay. Amazing. And really just vibrating at the high frequency. You got the Page of Cups here, challenge area. I don't mind it. You know what? There's just, two things here. Okay. There is going to be something where, you got to look at your entire spread here. Okay. There is going to be something where it's like, let's not feel let's put some heart into, and I'm not saying you're not, but when you got the Page of Cups in your challenge area, it's just like cups are emotions and feelings. This young guy wears his heart on his sleeve. He's got big imagination, creativity, all of that. Yeah, Page is bringing that fresh new energy as well. And so there's something here where I just want you to make sure whatever is happening here, it's everything. It's heart, it's soul, it's mind, it's spirit, it's everything. You put all in, the whole package, okay? That's all it is. Second thing, actually, is there may be someone that it's almost like if you own a business or if you are a parent, there could be someone young, right? That let's pull them in, okay? Bring them back down to earth a little bit. That's all it is, all right? I'm not even getting a strong energy, but it is feeling more like you, and I'm going to explain why. Let's just keep going. You got the Empress in your crown and you got the Star. Yeah, you're good. You got the Empress, whatever you want, just go for it. You got the Empress. This is not only like super conscious love. This is passion. I was telling you about that passion. That's the Empress, okay? It's in your crown, all right? That's this divine. This is divine. This is divinity. This is beautiful. You see the symbol of Venus in her stone-shaped heart. You see that she holds the golden scepter. Anything she touches turns to gold. Yeah? This is sensuality, okay? All your senses. This is sexuality. There's sex stuff, by the way. Not to, we're all adults here, but, with the Ace of Wands. Anyway, so she is pregnant. There's maybe something here where, there's something here with children, right? Or wanting to have kids. But remember, the Empress is 3. 1 + 2 equals this new reality. The birth of new things. You see all the pomegranates all over her gown too, representing fertility and growth to something new that just so moving. Use this. I love you're so good. You got the Star in the root of your spread. Deep down in your bones, everything's going to happen for you. That's confidence. Okay. The Star is healing. It's wisdom. It's knowledge. It's remember, self-belief is a big theme this week, every day. That's self-belief. Remember what I said. Jupiter's in your sign. Jupiter is belief and faith. This is having faith in yourself. This is having faith in the universe. Long hair, don't care. This is, the stars are aligning for you. Okay. And they are. It's in the root of your spread. Look at what's happening here. Everything's aligning for you in this beautiful way. And by the way, FYI, this is you just feeling free. This is you just, look at the water bear. It's attributed to Aquarius. A star's been coming out a lot, by the way, this week. Not only is water bear pouring into the land, we can, talk about that. It's just the collective, but on land, water and land. Okay. Interesting, right? What I talk about that fertility and growth. You got it in the Empress. You got it here with the Ace of Wands, it's leaves sprouting. And then you got it here because of water, right? That fertility and growth in your physical world, things are growing for you. All right. This is big. This is wonderful. And I love it. I told you Jupiter is the water for the seeds that you plant. And it's in your sign. Now, you got the 4 of Cups in your future. So be very mindful about this. All right. 2 things here. I said earlier, you want more. Yeah. There's a little bit of like, okay, got this. I want more. But it's not even in a bad thing. It's just like, remember, Saturn in Aries, even Neptune in Aries, all this Aries energy. You still have Venus in Aries this week. I told you have a triple conjunction with the moon, right? With Aries, you have Eris and Chiron in Aries. You got a lot there. So with Saturn now coming in to lead, saying wax on, wax off, it's just practicing that patience. The things you want, they will come, okay? But do not look at this. So you see him with his arms crossed over his heart. What I was talking about earlier with that Page of Cups, your challenge area, opening up your heart a little bit more and putting some heart into, right? Because you got it. You got it. Feel. I want you to feel it. All right. This card is just saying, this card is associated with like boredom and apathy, but it's coming with all of this. You got the Ace of Wands, the Empress. So again, with that Page of Cups there, it's just indicating like, yeah, let's put a little bit like you got some things happening for you. They may not be happening at the pace you want them to. This is just a weekly reading. It's just a weekly reading. You have a new moon in your sign next week. So this is just saying, listen, if you it's having that patience and that gratitude for the things that have come through and are coming through. Even if, remember, I always say it, you plant seeds, you cannot expect a treat the next day. And so this whole, and that's at that Four of Cups. There may be something here with money too. So just things are coming. Things are coming. You just wait. I told you about June. Let's get to your stuff. Oh my gosh, this is going to be the long. Oh, okay. Gemini, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. You know I love y'all. That I'm very excited for you. Happy birthday. And yeah, let's talk. Let's talk. You know I love it. All right, let's go. Yeah, you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. You've got to you see. Yeah? You see. Okay. 9 of Cups. There you go. Yeah? The wish come true card. Of course you're going to get this during this particular week for you. Of course you are. All right. Your birthday season. Okay. Make that wish. It's coming true. Stars are aligning for you. Believe in yourself. Believe, have faith in everything. Look at that. Look at him. By the way, he is sitting there with the cups over his head as if they're trophies. He's proud of himself. So be proud of yourself. Be proud of how far you've come. Okay. What did I say about the Sun sextile Saturn? That's achievements. Okay. That's success. You made it. You got it. You're good. And now you're moving into bigger things. So wonderful. Keep that frequency high. Keep that frequency high. And I call this genie in a bottle energy. It's a card of total satisfaction. He's sitting there like a genie in a bottle. All right. But when you put it with what's going on here, yeah, they're both crossing off their heart. Open up your heart. Okay. And I'm not saying that, I'm just that you're not. I'm just saying you got some cards that are saying put everything in and have that gratitude. Okay. Have that gratitude. Now, there you go. You got the 2 of Cups in your external factors area. You see what I talk about passion this week. What I talk about Venus trine Mars. Okay. With moon in area. Everything that's happening for you. This is amazing. Okay. You got the 2 of Cups. There's something forming here. Partnership, new something. This is 2 souls inhabiting one body. All right. This is the card of true love. Twin flame in layman's terms. That's what we call this, right? This is amazing. It's healing as well. It's in your external factors area. There's something here brewing. There's something new. Okay. With another person. Could even be, and it doesn't have to be love. It can be business partner. It can be, maybe something you're doing something with a family member, friend, community. There's something here. And remember, you're just at the beginning. Something's growing. You see that winged lion too, by the way, all that passion, opening yourself up to this opportunity, experience. Amazing. All right. It starts with self-love, by the way. Devil. And, third card in your stuff, that's fine. That's just saying, listen, last thing I want to do is, get stuck into energies where it's, the devil is pessimistic thinking. The devil is obsessions, codependency. You see the 2 people from your card, from the Lover's card, chained to the devil. Yeah. So you do not want that. That's what this is saying. I don't want that anymore. And Saturn in Aries is very independent energy anyway. I don't know if I told you this. When you got Jupiter in your sign, by the way, with what's happening this week, you're the twin, two opportunities, okay? Very likely to come through. And it can be two people, whatever you want. You got the 7 of Wands. There you go. Okay. That's standing your ground. That's a big, listen, there may be some people who want what you got. All right. This is a little spirited. This is almost like friendly, competitive, but hey, it's all about valor. This is a card of valor. This is standing your ground, drawing a line in the sand. There's a reason why these wands are coming after this person, but he's king of the hill. He's the one on top. He's the one with the advantage. So good for you. Don't let anyone take away any of your power, any of your accomplishments. Okay. But one thing with that 7 of Wands, you want to make sure that it's not you that has provoked people that are like, they're coming after you because of something that you're like, just keep that in mind. You got so much happening for you. So many great things happening for you. This is amazing. It's that heart chakra. Everything. Feel it in your bones. Okay? Because there is an element of a little bit of like, that's it, or it hasn't happened yet, or when is this going to happen? Remember what I said, the key theme of the week is practice patience. So that's just all this is. Okay? So just keep your heart open and you're going to be fine. Geminis. Okay, let's y'all are amazing. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's happening. I don't want to hear from you. I do have to give a shout out to my friend Jean, Gemini, who's been with me for so long, and she started a business, and I'm just so happy for her. And I just want to hear from y'all. I want to hear from y'all. Y'all are amazing. Okay. Second spread. Yeah, we're going to go deep. We're going to talk. We got a triple conjunction here. You got the moon, you got Chiron, Eris, Juno, Sirius. They've all come out to play. As you know, Sirius moved into Aries too, 0 degrees, right? Juno's really active, just moved to Scorpio. You got Eris and Chiron conjuncting. You got a triple conjunction with your North Node still. We'll talk about in the second spread, tier 3 members. You know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. And yeah, Gemini, y'all are amazing. I'm going to let you go. I feel like, is that it? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, and next week, yes. You got that new moon. Big new beginnings for you. I'm very excited. For you. And yeah, just listen. Yeah, I might clarify that 7 of Wands. Listen, I'm going to let you go. This is way too long, but in the second spread. Okay. All right. Thanks so much, Gemini. I will see you next week. Happy birthday. Y'all are amazing. I love y'all. This is amazing. All right. Thanks so much. All right. Bye-bye.